welcome everybody to my channel, Ruby Rose Reborns, and I'm Susie. And today, Tuesday, we are featuring my two pretty girls, my two blondes, Rikki on the left and Charlotte on the right. And they're dressed for the season, and it is actually cold in Southern California. We here have waited a long time. We've actually gotten some rain, and I read today that the Sierra Nevadas, which hold so much of our reservoir water, has received more rain in the months of October and November than they have in 30 years. So I was very pleased to hear that, and that is good news for us, because we depend a lot upon that water. We're getting a good snow cap, and this will bring some relief to the Southland, because we've been in a drought for quite a few years now, and it's nice to have the weather change. So anyway, I have my little Charlotte and my sweet Rikki here today. I have to be very careful. I've got it on a tripod, how I maneuver this camera, because I will inadvertently push the button that will stop this video if I'm not careful. So I wanted to zoom in to show you pretty little Miss Charlotte in her little face and her red headband and her curls, and then of course my beautiful Rikki with her little pensive expression, and she has her hot pink headband on because the little doggy here on this her little sweatshirt has a hot pink bow on, and it's an applique. And you know, when I saw it in the ad, I think I bought these at Kohl's and online, and it looked like it might be screen printed. So I was very happy to see that it isn't screen printed at all, that it's an actual applique, and it is a very nice little shirt. And both of these outfits are Carter's, and sometimes it's hard to find things from Carter's these days that look original at all or nice, because things just seem to be the same thing over and over again. But I really enjoy this outfit that Miss Charlotte is wearing. I've looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. It was expensive to begin with. It comes with the little red cable, or I don't know if that's cable knit, but it is a nice knit sweater. And that little black and white flannel is actually a flannel dress that goes under it, and it came with the black leggings. And it was expensive, and I just kept looking at it and thinking, no, I didn't want to spend that much money on it. Oh, and then it finally went on sale for half price, and I jumped at it and got it, and been waiting. I've had it for a few months, both these outfits, and I've just been waiting for the opportunity for it to cool down so I could put these in. And it certainly goes with the festive season of Christmas coming up. And Charlotte has her black patent leathers and her red gymboree socks. And Miss Rikki, I'm going to move this because I love these shoes. These are Buster Brown walkers. And if you can see those, she's sitting a bit, see Farley the Westie is sitting right on top of them, and so is Duffy the Scottish Terrier, is not showing up very much, but he's right there next to him. Anyway, those shoes just look so cute. Both these outfits are just darling, and I've changed them into this on Saturday, and I was going to do a video, and then I came up with that idea of doing 2 at a time to fit in my 6 reborns, to do the 2 little ones, Bronte and Sophia, and then those would be done on Sunday, and then on Tuesday do my 2 blondes, which are right here, my 2 bigger girls, Charlotte and Rikki, and then do on Thursday to do the boys, Oliver and Finn. And then that way I can keep these babies in these outfits for a while, because it won't be until next week that I'll need to change them out to put in another video, which I like because, you know, you get your babies into these outfits that are so cute and they look so darling on them, and you spent this money on them. You don't want to just take them off, you know, every day and change the outfits around. So this is a nice way of doing it, I think. And if you had seen Suzanne of Suzanne's Babies, she had her Sophie in the outfit that she sent to Charlotte, that Charlotte wore for nearly a month. It was so darling and so perfect for our Thanksgiving holidays that I kept her in it for a month, and I told everybody I would because it was just too darling to take it off of her. And I guarantee next year at the same time she'll be back in it. Anyway, so that is the story with these two little girls, and we're getting ready for Christmas like I'm sure everybody else is. I don't have my tree up yet. My husband's, we have an artificial tree, and it was a lifesaver because nobody in my family wanted to be around Mom when it came time to put up the tree and get the Christmas lights on it. I mean, I would just go crazy if I put them on myself. And as the kids were growing up, my son, my older son, and I would always go down. It was kind of a traditional thing. And we'd pick out a real tree, a really nice tree, bring it back. We had a big picture window, and we'd set it up, and it would take me 2 days to get the lights on right. And I would be a wreck by the time it was finished. And then, of course, you know, getting all of the Christmas stuff out, tons of stuff over the years. And the kids helped a bit. Some didn't. You know, most of it was the boys just helped get the tree in, and the girls helped with getting the decorations on and the decorations throughout the house, the decorations in the living room where I had the tree and everything, and then the decorations in the den. That was a separate thing. And then, of course, to decorate the staircase and all of that. And by the time Christmas was over, I couldn't wait to get it all down, packed in the box, and out, and forget about it. Well, that went on for quite a few years. And then, as I've gotten older and the kids have all moved out, my oldest is 41 years old, and my youngest is 24, and they're all gone. And, well, there was no reason for me to do that anymore. And then we downsized and moved into a smaller home, just my husband and I. And I said, this is it. I'm not doing this anymore, honey. And I got on to QVC, and I bought one of their pre-lit trees. And I was, you know, I was so skeptical. I shopped and I shopped and I shopped. And then I finally did I picked one out. I got it. It was 6.5 feet, fit perfect in the corner over here in our living room. And when I got it out of the box and put it up, it was 2 steps, and you plugged it in, and the lights came on, and you had a remote that could change the lights from bright white to color, going around the tree, blinking or staying still. I was in heaven, absolute in heaven. When I put that thing up, it took me 5 minutes. No lights, no swearing, no nothing. Put the tree skirt underneath and put the ornaments on, and then decorated the rest of the house. Well, I have to tell you, after last year, doing this for a few years in a row now since we've been in this home, I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the tree this year. I've said this to my kids. I've said this to everybody. I'm putting the tree up and the ornaments on, and I spend a lot of time in the living room anyway. We don't have a family room now. And I'm going to enjoy my tree and enjoy the lights that are on the house that I'll be able to see through our window in the front room. And that's it. I'm not putting any garland around. I'm not putting anything on my fireplace mantle, nothing. It's just going to be the tree this year with the ornaments and the presents around, of course. And we're going to see how that works. Because I know that when New Year's Day comes, I can take it all down very swiftly and put it up. and I'm not battling the dusting of everything and all of that, because I'm kind of a minimalist, and I just, a lot of stuff all over the place and knickknacks and all. I do have quite a few, but they're within reason, and I can deal with that. But anything over that just gives me anxiety, and I don't know why, and I don't know if there's anybody else out there. I would love to hear if decorating brings you anxiety, if all of that does create anxiety in you, because Christmas is kind of a hard time for me. I lost my mother on Christmas Eve. I was there when she died. I was laying right next to her because we knew she was going. It was 7 o'clock that night. My brother was on the other side of her bed, and I was on the other side, and we just held her hand, and as she passed on to the next world. And it was a beautiful experience. It was a very hard, terrible thing to lose my mom, but it was a beautiful experience to usher somebody out of this life. If I hope I'm making any sense, but that's how I felt. And I miss her every day, and that was 22 years ago. But sometimes Christmas Eve is difficult for me, and and as growing up as a child of a German father from Germany, well, he wasn't, his parents, my grandparents were from Germany, but the traditions held where we didn't even get our Christmas tree until Christmas Eve. And everything was celebrated on Christmas Eve. I mean, the big dinner, the family get-togethers, everything, and then going to see midnight mass at the Lutheran church. My father was Lutheran. So that was our traditions. And so, of course, that kind of carried over to my kids. And that they have their Christmases now in their own home with their own kids in the morning, which is great. And then, but on Christmas Eve, we have prime rib here with the baked potatoes and everything. And then we open our presents here and have the Christmas story and all of that. And then they go home and have their Christmas day. And then we kind of get together later on during the day and eat leftovers. But anyway, every Christmas Eve that comes around, I get a little anxious. But I've been trying to work on that every year so I can truly enjoy my children and my grandchildren. And this year I'm just focusing, really, I just want to focus more on the religious aspect, the birth of Christ, my gratitude and my blessings, and focus on that rather than focus. I don't want to get anxious. I don't want to have anxiety. I don't want to be doing last minute Christmas shopping and doing all that. I want to be able to enjoy the holidays that I say every year. And do you ladies do that? Every year do you all say, this Christmas is going to be different. I'm going to love baking those cookies and love doing all of this. And then it comes down to it and you feel like you're pulling your hair out because you're just trying to do everything. I'm not going to do that this year. I want to enjoy my husband. I want us to be able to bake together and do that. That's why I stopped doing custom orders, and because last year I had quite a few customs that wanted it at Christmas, and it was last minute ones that they came in at the very last minute. I ended up doing that, and I was so stressed by the time Christmas came. That's not going to happen this year. I'm really going to enjoy it. And so I think with just the tree, that I won't have anxiety, that I'll truly just love looking at the lights and not get freaked out about having stuff all over the place. So anyway, that's my rant. That's my vent for tonight. I don't know how I got into that. But I would love to hear your thoughts on Christmas and how you deal with it. And do you suffer anxiety with it at all, or is it just a total wonderful experience for you and you look forward to doing it every year? Any ideas? I just would love to hear that. And thank you so much for watching tonight. Thank you for spending time at my channel and watching my little girls. I'm going to give you a close-up one more time. There's my little Charlotte being sweet. That little sweet face. And there's my lovely Rikki with her little pensive face. And I think she's trying to say, Mom, don't worry so much. Just enjoy. Chill out. So, anyway, thank you for dropping by. I know there's a lot of channels to watch. And thank you, all my subscribers. Really means a lot to me that somebody would be interested in watching my videos. And I do know that I love watching so many others and seeing what they say. It just cheers me up. This whole community does. This whole community of women from all over the world. And I love it. And thank you. And good night.